Actually, I want to ask something here. How about the whole Lakers coaching situation, man? What are your thoughts on that, man? Is JJ Redick really the best candidate to pull into that role? Obviously, an ex-player. I love JJ Redick. Obviously, he was a Magic player, and he was, I loved him when he was at the Orlando there. But he's got no head coaching experience. Feels very Steve Nash-like, and we all know how that played out, right? It didn't really, end up well.
Well, I think I know that there was potentially a little bit of a pay dispute. That was one of the rumors going around. That's why they weren't able to lock it down. And I guess what I'm going to say now publicly for the Lakers, if you'd like a podcaster to do it for less money, give me a call. I would happily relocate for that.
I
Um,
feel you've offered your services a few times this season, man. Whether as a player coming off the bench, just needing that, fill that minimum roster spot.
you want to be versatile. You want to be versatile in life, and that's where I'm versatile. I can do a lot of different things. I can miss some threes in the corner. I could get some cardio, and I can coach if you really
All
want
right,
me to.
hey,
Especially if
look,
LeBron's going to coach anyone.
look, I'll play around. I'll play along with this. All right. Let's say you were hired as a head coach for the Lakers, man.
Play along.
What would be your first step that you would apply to your role?
Well, I guess one of the things that I do really well in the Lakers coaching job, one, I think I'm quite funny, so I create a nice culture around. Um, but I think I get really good. I get really good at the phrase, "What do you think?" And I
So you'd be
direct
you'd
that
be a player
phrase.
coach. Is that what you're saying? You'd be a player
Well, no, no,
first
no, because I'm
coach.
not allowed to play. No, but I'd be a player's coach, like, and be like, this guy really gets us. Like, he just understands what it's like to, you know, be an NBA player, even though he's never been an NBA player. Because basically, I'd ask the phrase, "What do you think?" and I'd direct it towards Mr. LeBron James every single time. And that would be how I'd coach. I'd hand him the board. You know how sometimes Darvin Hand gets, social media clips and it's really derogatory because, LeBron snatched the board off him. Well, that won't happen to me because I'm going to give LeBron the board, right? So there's no reason for there to be hostility or snatching or anything like that. Um, and that's probably what I'm going to
Wait,
bring to the team is that
let,
I'll
let,
let LeBron, but I'll also be the scapegoat. Be like, maybe you shouldn't have hired some random guy from Australia
I,
for the head
I
coaching
I
gig.
feel like refresh your memory here. You spent all season bagging how LeBron's abilities are on the decline, which I guess they are. He is getting older. Yet yet you've just been gifted, let's say 20 million. That's a discount for the Lakers for the next 5 years to lead this franchise. And your best play here, man, is to just give the 40-year-old the coach's board. And is that it? Is that it? Is that your final
It's
pitch you'd like to make to Rob Pelinka and Jeannie Buss for?
90% sure that those contracts, once they're signed, that money is on it. So yeah, that's 100% the play. But if you want me to tell LeBron to, pull his head in, I'll do that as well. For 20 million, you tell me what to do, I'll do it. It's 20 million US. It's actually like 30 million. Are you kidding? Um, in all
You got to pay some
seriousness,
taxes though. Don't forget the taxes.
that's off-site laundering. I think the big thing with the Lakers gig, anyone could have it at this point, and I think we all collectively understand it. Doesn't really matter. It's not going to change the Lakers' outcomes. I think they got really hot, really lucky when they went all the way to the conference finals. They can't beat Denver, and Denver can't beat Minnesota, and Minnesota can't beat Dallas. And there's a pecking order in the West that LeBron might be playoff, play-in contentious next year as well. But at this point in LeBron's career, he's just setting those records. He's setting the accolades. And AD, I think that was his best season, and it didn't really shift the needle for them. So, the Lakers' job to me isn't very appealing. For the 20 million, it is, but for nothing else.
There's a take that's circulating. I think Stephen A said it. Maybe a few of those commentators and media personalities that this season was a successful season for the Lakers, but they just ran into the Nuggets. And to me, that felt like it suggested that, but the Lakers were going to get past the T-Wolves. Were the Lakers going to get past the Mavs? I don't know. Like, does that, to me, it didn't, it felt like it's discrediting the fact that these other teams that did advance, even like OKC, are you saying the Lakers would have advanced past OKC if they had faced them in the first round? I don't know if that's the case, man. Like, I think that the Lakers have a lot of work to do. Hurley, the search is still on right now. Dan Hurley turned him down. JJ Redick, to me, doesn't necessarily feel like the best name to pull in, but there's important factors here, and hey, if LeBron likes you, man, then I'm sure they'll call you, right?
Yeah, I know who LeBron knows me. But we talked about that point a little while ago that, sometimes we get too fixated on where you finished in the playoffs, right? Like we have to understand that all 16 teams that enter the NBA playoffs, they don't all have an equal chance to end up with the trophy. And there's tiers within the top 8 on each conference of who's logical to go there, who could pull off a Cinderella run, and who's really got no shot. And yeah, right, the Lakers go up against OKC, or they go up against Dallas, or they go up against Minnesota. You know, maybe they beat them, maybe they don't. But all right, let's say they go to the second round or even the third round. It doesn't change their ultimate outcome. They're the Lakers, and they're the LeBron-led Lakers. They're not trying to compete for the playoffs. They're trying to win the championship, and they're not in that caliber, or they're not in that tier. And it's as simple as you said it. It's because their best player, both in terms of usage, but also like fan appeal and draw, is 40 years old. Like how many 40-year-olds have commanded the salary that he has? When Dirk played his final season, it was on a pretty reduced salary. When Kobe played his, it was on, a bit of a reduced salary. Like it's not common that your best player is 40 and takes up 50% of your cap.